Oh yeah! We are back. 4 p.m. PST. We are gonna do it to ya. eGuiders Live. How you doing? How you doing? We have a very special episode today. Kate O'Hare from Tribune Media Services, the media giant, is in the room. We are gonna do it. It's gonna be amazing. Brian Rothy's here. We are gonna talk shop. We're gonna talk videos. We're going to talk love and life. Let's do eGuiders Live. Come on.
How come you only got one cord and I got two? I got two.
Yeah. What do you think of these opening credits?
Great.
Pretty, look at that.
Very nice.
You're in there somewhere.
Probably.
So nice. Yeah, you see? It's going to come out for April 14th. One day before taxes.
OMG.
Oh, and there we are. Hey.
And we're back.
We're back. How you doing? Kate O'Hare, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
It's really great that you're here.
I'm thrilled to pieces.
We're like BFFs.
We are. We're totally BFFs.
You've been contributing to the site for
100 million years.
100 million years. You have well over 100 videos. Hundreds.
Well over 100 videos.
Hundreds.
The work I do for you.
Yeah, I want to, and you're so kind, you know? You're so kind, and to be part of this new media revolution, I salute you.
Oh, thank you.
For extending your digital footprint into the cyberspace, into the interwebs. So thank you for being
It
here in the
sounds
studio.
weird, but I'll take it anyway.
Yeah, take it. Take
Yeah.
it. Put it in your pocket. Save it for later. We got Brian Rothy here. How you doing, Brian?
I'm pretty good, Mark.
You're from, where are you? Where are you today?
I'm a jet setter, Mark. I'm coming in from Chicago today. This is actually a view from the Tribune building in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The tower.
You're at the
Yeah.
Gothic
Goodbye.
Tower.
435 North Michigan Avenue. That's a Brooklyn accent.
It's
435
nice out there.
North Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois.
Go Bears.
Go
The
Bears.
Bears.
The Bears.
Go Bears. All right. Well,
Anyway, so
We sold the Cubs,
Yeah.
though. It's
Yeah.
very sad.
Brian Rothy just bought the company. He's there from his executive suite up in the tower.
Are you Zell Jr.?
nice corner office over here.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's really nice. That's really great. Congratulations, Brian.
Thanks, Mark. It's a big step in the right direction.
Yeah, just don't forget me, please.
We'll see.
So, Kate,
Yes, sir.
tell me what do you do? What do you do for Tribune?
I write
That's a
about-
big company.
It is. And we're a part of it. I work for Tribune Media Services. We're the syndication arm of the company. We're part of the publishing division with the newspapers, but we're independent. And my particular division, we service everything having to do with television. Television listings, feature stories, columns, photos, every manner of good stuff to old media and new media.
When did Tribune start?
The company
Yeah,
itself?
Tribune Company.
Golly, I know it was Colonel McCormick. I shouldn't know this. I think it was as early in the 20th century.
I think it was 18 something. Like
Was it? It
1860.
might have been. It might have
Yeah,
been.
yeah.
Colonel McCormick was dead by the time I actually joined the company, so we never got to speak.
Right.
But yeah, I have been to the tower.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Me too. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it looks like a Gothic cathedral mated with a skyscraper.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
There are buttresses and gargoyles and whatnot.
I like buttresses.
And they're flying buttresses too.
Nice fluting on the columns
Yes,
and
yes.
stuff. You know.
You guys give me a minute. I'll find a picture of it.
Nice.
Wow.
But our division is actually headquartered in northern New York State.
Right. So Tribune Media Services, but that syndicate's been around itself for 90 years,
All
right?
the way back to, Brenda Starr and before that.
Right. So what is a syndicate? A syndicate, what do they do?
A syndicate supplies information for media outlets to put into their media. You can syndicate video packages, you can syndicate cartoons or columns, picture packages. In the case of the internet, you can syndicate widgets, little programs to be inserted on someone's homepage. So basically, we sell the building blocks that a media outlet uses to put together what it provides to its readers or viewers.
Right.
AP is a syndicate, Reuters is a syndicate, specifically news. There are a few others.
And Hearst is a huge company, right? They own tons of different
I
properties.
know nothing about Hearst.
I mean, Tribune Media, Tribune Company
Yes.
is massive. And
Yeah, we have several divisions. We own...
that's
we have
old media. Is that old? Like
Both.
graybeard media?
Both. In our publishing division, we have all of our newspapers and TMS, but all of our newspapers also run websites, which are serviced by Tribune Interactive, our interactive division. In our broadcast division, we have all of our television stations,
Yep.
but they all operate new media properties as well. We're invested in several new media startups.
Yep.
I would name them right now, but they change a lot.
Yep.
But I know we've invested in startup.coms.
Yep.
And we also we used to do a lot more television production than we do now, but the syndicated TV market is really soft right now.
Yeah.
I think we still do Soul Train though. I
Yeah?
could be wrong, but I think we do.
That's a great program.
Yeah. Even if Don Cornelius could never quite get who gets the mic pointed at them at any
He
given
is so
time
cool,
thing right
though.
now.
He lives
Yeah.
out here.
He does?
Or no, did he pass?
I don't know.
Oh, Don, let us know.
I don't know. Who knows out there?
Mr. Cornelius, you could come into the chat room just below the live page. Just join us in the live page of the MIBID chat. We'd love to hear from you. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So you've been with eGuiders for a while, and you have a blog. Tell me a little bit about your blog.
It's been around for a couple years now. It's called Hot Cuppa TV because I am a brewed beverage enthusiast.
You are a hot beverage enthusiast?
I am a hot beverage enthusiast. I can also do the cold brew beverages as well. I'm not too fussy. And I do coffee and tea. I am bi-beverageal. You know, I don't. I
Never heard that before.
Yeah, I made that up myself.
You go both ways on your beverages.
Well, just on my beverages. Let's be clear about that one. So it's basically a lot of what I do that doesn't fit neatly into the feature world or the column world. I throw a lot of original photos on there.
Yeah.
There's sometimes original reporting. Sometimes I'll put the full text of a print story because you don't always get to see that in a newspaper because they edit. And you never know what you're going to find. There might be photos, and in the future there might be video.
I think we have that video is pretty hot. I hear these days. The kids like it.
They do. The kids you know,
like
they're
it.
crazy for the YouTube. What can I say?
Let's take a look at this blog. Now it says Zap to It. What is that Zap to It?
Zaptoit.com is a website that TMS owns, and I work out of their offices here in LA, and they're a full-service entertainment news site, movies, TV, DVD, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And so these are some of your pretty pictures here.
Yeah, that was a visit. I set visit for the TLC show Ultimate Cake Off, and they were competing to build a cake to honor 2 heroic firefighters.
Look at that cake.
That's a cake, believe it or not.
How big is that cake?
It was like 5 feet tall, weighed 400 pounds. The little kid's arm moved up and down, and smoke came out, which I thought was really hilarious.
So do they send that to Africa when it's done and help feed the kids?
Golly, no, nobody eats that.
Nobody eats it. It's not for actual consumption.
A lot of people put their
Is it real cake though, or is it fake cake?
It is real cake, but a lot of people put their hands on it. The top picture is actually someone behind the scenes cutting pieces of the actual cake that was served to the people at the firehouse.
I bet those kids in Africa wouldn't mind that their hands were in it.
Probably. It's a lot of sugar though. But I went to where the studio in Glendale where they were actually building the cakes, and then I went to the actual fire station in Studio City when they presented the award to the heroic firefighters. So got to hang out with firefighters, never a bad thing.
So you do a lot of behind the scenes. You do a lot of set visits. You got your finger on the pulse of what's happening.
I spend like half my week on somebody's set somewhere.
So you really have one foot in new media, one foot in traditional media. Would that be an accurate description?
Yeah, because we're still servicing a lot of print clients, but we're also servicing the new media clients. And I'm writing also directly for Zaptoit.com. There's a story I did up today about Deadliest Catch.
How many posts would you say you do a week?
Not a clue.
Really?
I don't
Honestly?
count. I don't count.
But you'd think like a feature writer for like a newspaper doesn't really, you know, you hear about bloggers and people putting out way more output than, say, your traditional columnist.
I don't know what traditional people do. I've never worked at a newspaper. I mean, I might do 1 or 2 feature stories a week. I might do a blog post. Try to do one every day. Don't always, get there. Might do a story for Zaptoit. Might do a couple, 3 set visits, bunch of interviews. So it's a pretty full week. I don't know what people in old media do.
Now, do you get to set your own schedule, or does someone tell you what to cover and stuff?
We have story meetings. We all get together. There's 4 writers in my group, and we pitch ideas and decide who's going to cover what. And then beyond that, you're sort of, dependent on your own resources to figure out how to get the job done.
Right.
And we're also in meetings with the Zaptoit writers, pitching ideas with and working with them.
Yep.
And deciding who's going to cover what.
Right.
So once you know what you're covering, then it's sort of up to you to figure out how to get out there in the world and make it happen.
Right. And, well, with eGuiders, it's kind of nice because you get to pick whatever, you want.
Yeah, I have the power. It's nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to show your profile page here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, you could. I'll show it right here. Kate O'Hare on eGuiders. Boom. You can see it right here on the screen. And you have a couple great videos that are here. Let's start with this one here. That's called East Side of Los Angeles.
Well, you must like that.
Yeah, I love it.
You're from the east side of
We
Los
are.
Angeles.
We actually right now are in the east side of Los Angeles.
And it shows.
We're in Los Feliz right now.
Los Feliz, and it also shows
Yep.
Echo Park. And the way it's done, it's a neat video. It's done by Clark Vogler, who's
Yeah.
in a band called the Toadies. And the way it's photographed, it almost looks like it's a miniature.
Right.
The way you sort of shifted, tilt shifted the video and
Right.
changed the focus.
And tilt shift is a big movement that's really kind of caught on over the last year and a half. And I think the internet really brought that in. Who was the guy that really?
I think his name was Keith Loadit.
Keith Loadit. We did
Loutit.
Yeah, he's an Aussie.
He is, yeah, from Australia.
Yeah, we did an interview with him as well, and
We have an exclusive up.
yeah. So if you want to check out the exclusive interview with Keith, who kind of pioneered this form, you could check that out on eGuiders.com in the exclusive section. But tell me a little bit more about this video. He really captured kind of our neighborhood here.
Yeah, it's time-lapse photography of an ordinary day in the east side of LA. But the way it's done, it looks almost as if it's stop motion animation done
Yeah.
with miniatures. But when you look closer, you realize it's just real people and it's
Yeah.
real places. And there's a sunset scene at the end I thought was quite beautifully done.
He makes the quotidian transcend.
Well, unfortunately, as beautiful as LA can be, I don't think it gets...
That's a big SAT word I just used.
I was very impressed. I thought you meant like the...
David Milch
Le
taught me
Pain
what that.
Quotidien,
David Milch taught me
the
that.
fast food place. I bet he did.
David Milch taught me quotidian.
He did?
Yeah.
Nice.
The ordinariness of things.
Nice. But yeah, I think LA doesn't get serviced as well on
Yeah.
video as you'd think it would. I
Right.
mean, the last time I saw LA look really ravishingly beautiful on video was, of all things, on CSI Miami.
Oh, really?
They did an LA an LA set episode, and the city looked ravishing.
It wasn't the riot where it was just ravished.
No. Well, and you get a lot of the gritty stuff in the last few years,
Yeah.
with the Shield and
Yeah.
stuff, sort of the dusty parts of,
Yeah.
of LA. But
Yeah, east of
Yeah.
Vermont,
yeah.
south of Wilshire.
Yes, all the wonderful neighborhoods I visited with the Shield.
Yep. All right. Well, let's take a look at this
Go
video.
Boyle Heights.
Here we go. We're gonna take a look at the tilt shift video. Play.
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 I swear it played earlier.
I believe you, Mark.
You know what? I'm gonna go to.
Refresh your page.
I'm gonna refresh it.
You can refresh it.
I'm refreshing it. That's what I'm doing. I'm refreshing. It's a beautiful day
I
here in
feel
Los
very
Angeles.
refreshed.
Do
There
you?
we go.
I'm gonna bring it right up into.
We're not out of the woods yet. Let's
Uh-oh.
make sure that thing plays.
Uh-oh.
All right.
It's not my fault if
Okay.
it
It's
doesn't.
here we go.
It played when I put it up there.
It did. It does play, and we love it.
It's about to play.
Are you ready? One,
For sure.
2, 3.
Go.
East side,
Go.
Los Angeles.
Go.
It's just so awesome about online videos, the waiting.
That's pretty music too.
Who says rock and roll musicians can't do the pretty?
I know it's beautiful. Yep.
Shout out if you recognize any of your regular
Okay.
hangouts.
That's downtown, I think.
Yeah, downtown was included in this video.
Yeah. It's a nice, that's a film production set. It's very Hollywood.
Soccer
Now see,
field?
that scene in particular looks very unreal,
Yeah.
despite being real.
Is that a game going on a little bit?
Yep.
That's that's like a Silver Lake, I think. That's the Echo
Yeah,
Parque.
this looks really unreal.
That's Echo Parque. Yeah,
I've seen that on TV, but I've never seen it live.
it's
That lake.
beautiful.
What is that little island thing?
Little piece of grass. There's Griffith Park, right by the observatory.
Right by the eGuiders studio, actually.
Nice, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
The oft-discussed Hollywood sign.
And here's that beautiful nuclear sunset.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. I think a tear is swelling in my eye.
No, it's not.
No, it is.
No,
Yeah.
totally not.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. How's it going over there, big boss man, Brian? You feeling the love?
Dude, I'm too busy for you guys. Sorry. trying to run a business here.
In Chicago.
Yeah, at the tower.
Yeah.
All right.
get back to me in a few minutes.
This is really moving. Really, really nice.
Makes the city look very pretty.
Yeah.
Which is not easy to do.
Well, of course, this isn't the beach. This is, some of the
East
parts of the
side.
city that people don't always use for beauty shots, which
Yeah.
is sort of nice because he picked a part of the city that doesn't always show up in the music videos.
Right. And this is a nice shot of the east side right there.
The pretty
Overlooking the
hills.
Hollywood sign, looking west, northwest.
You have to hear about,
Yeah, it's
you know
beautiful.
about the whole thing surrounding the Hollywood sign right now.
About the land and wanting
Yes,
to
they
sell
don't want
that.
it. They don't want it surrounded by a housing development, even though it was originally erected as an advertisement for a housing development.
Mm-hmm.
It's so LA.
Yeah, and the next video we're going to show is a helmet cam video that you found on Wired.
On Wired, one of my favorite video sources.
Yeah, it's talking about your sources. You do have an eclectic, kind of pool of resources that you go to for your videos.
I have a Google Reader, and I am not afraid to use it.
Right.
It is stuffed with all manner of different and interesting things.
RSS feeds galore.
You betcha.
And you could follow Kate O'Hare's video pics on eGuiders by.
You could put them in your Google Reader.
Yep, we have
If you have
individual.
one.
We have individual RSS feeds for each individual eGuider. So
I'm syndicated.
yeah, we're syndicating you worldwide.
That's real simple syndication.
This is worldwide. So you want to set up this this video that we're about to play?
Well, there was a selection of helmet cam videos at Wired. There's about 6 of them, and I looked through them, and this is the one I like best because some of them, there was one where a skier was doing a 360, but there was so little in the terms of points of reference that you really couldn't tell what was up, down, or sideways, and it didn't really mean anything.
Right.
But what I like about this surfing video is you can tell exactly what he's doing as he's doing, whether he's shooting the curl or whether he's going underwater or coming
Yeah.
back up.
So are you a big surfer?
Hell no.
Hell no.
I will watch the surfing. I saw every episode of John from Cincinnati. Does that count?
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay, so let's see if this will play. I think we'll do it. All right.
I said right here, I'm too chicken to try
Look
surfing.
at this. Okay, we're getting it. Beautiful sunset. Dude, we're getting in it. He's got it. He's getting it. Dude, he's getting
This
in
is
there.
from surfer Gabriel Villaron.
Hold on, he's getting in the tube. Totally tubular. Yeah, dude, he ripped it. And then he's going to go down the...
I think this was shot in Mexico.
And that's an HD helmet cam, by the way. Whoa.
This is my favorite
A
part. the
waterproof
going underwater
HD
part.
helmet cam.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
pretty dope. It was like The Graduate, kind of, when he goes in the pool there, but like surfer graduate.
Dude, that's totally before my time.
There's another underwater. I mean, I love it. I love it. So
And it's
cool.
just pretty.
Yeah.
You can play it at work and, no
Yeah.
bad words and pretend you're surfing.
Yeah. Legal. Clear that easy. There's nothing.
Go for it.
PG. That's
Yeah.
a PG video right there.
I don't want any videos that people...
Would you say that's
know.
G? That's for general
Oh,
audiences.
yeah. I mean, I have picked Lady Gaga videos in the past, but that one is a general audience video. You can show that to your child and you'll be fine.
Let's talk about the state of print.
The state of print.
The state of print. I know
Oh,
Brian's.
golly,
I know
golly,
Brian's up in his corporate tower over there. Brian, are you still there? Can we see you? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm still
What are you
here,
going to do about? Are you going to kill all the newspapers? What are you doing?
Mark. We're really still just trying to make that decision,
Yeah,
but it's not looking good.
not looking good for print, huh?
No, it's not.
All right. Well, let's talk to one of the experts here, Kate.
Well,
You think all the big papers, tier 1 papers, tier 2 papers, are going to eventually go away and become online publications?
print is a delivery system. From the point of view of the consumer, it delivers news, information, cartoons, whatever it is. From the point of view of the producer, it delivers eyeballs to advertising. So it's a two-way delivery system,
Right.
depending on your point of view. TV's the same way. Right now, as miserable as the situation with print is, the advertising dollars derived from print are still hugely bigger than the ones you get from online.
Because it's a lie agreed upon.
Well, you tell someone you're going to put their sofa ad in your paper.
And you have a circulation.
You tell
of-
them you have a circulation of 2 million people. There's no way of knowing that 2 million people are going to look at that sofa ad. Nobody may look at that sofa ad. 500 people may look at the sofa ad. When you're online, you know exactly how many people looked at the sofa ad.
Scares people.
Yeah, well, it also affects the rates you can charge because you
Yeah.
can't claim your full circulation.
Got it.
So the revenues online are a lot smaller. So print isn't going away until they figure out how to make money online, because they're still making money with print, just not like it used to be.
I see print going away. I see the
Well, it probably
papers.
will. They're trying to figure it out. It
Right.
used to be a license to print money.
I think people what they want when they want it now. And when you
I
get,
know I do.
When you get your paper, that news is bundled for you in the 5 or 6 different sections, right? There's sports section, and some people don't even read. They just read their one section that they love,
Well,
and
see,
that's it.
that's the lie agreed upon. You had to get the whole paper, and all you might have cared about was the sports or the obits or the
Right.
stock listings, but you had to buy the whole paper. What the internet does is bust everything into its component parts.
People just like the obits, huh?
They do. Oh yeah, people love obits. So you go to only the parts you want to see online.
Right.
So there used to be parts of the paper like, well, the classified ads that Craigslist killed. But, the sport.
Craig.
Yeah, I know. Newmark. The sports, the classified, even stuff like the obits, that would carry the water, basically, for a lot of the news sections, a lot of the feature sections that might not be so widely read.
Right.
But the difference was made up by the rest of the paper because it was all bundled together.
Right.
Today, everything's got to kind of stand on its own, and you're seeing that while certain kinds of news coverage may be worthy,
Yes.
there's just not that popular compared to how much it costs to produce.
Exactly.
But
It's a
nobody-
huge manufacturing process.
Well, yeah,
right?
nobody wants to give up good news coverage.
Right.
But the question is now, how are you going to pay for it?
Yeah.
It always was the
It
question.
always comes down to
It always did.
the scratch.
Well, newspapers used to get a 20% profit.
Yeah, that's
And-
a nice margin.
That's very nice.
It's a nice margin.
So they never had to think about it. Nobody thinks about money until they have to, unless you're an accountant.
Right.
And,
I-
now everybody has to think about it.
Right, because no one's making as much of it anymore and losing it.
But it's a delivery
And-
system. There will be another delivery system, but we're right now in the transition period
Right.
between delivery systems, so everything is unsettled and
Right.
thrown up in the air.
So do you think the iPad or that type of system, like a Slate or any, is that going to be what saves media, you think? Is that going to be
Possibly. What I've been hearing about the iPad, there was some talk that it was a Kindle killer, but apparently without the e-ink technology that you have on the readers,
what is that e-ink?
e-ink is a way of displaying words on the screen so that your eye does not get tired. So it sort of imitates the way your eye sees words on paper.
Right, that's why it's black and white, the Kindle, and looks the way it's...
Right. Now the iPad might be, or Slate devices like that don't use e-ink, that have a full color screen and all that.
So the iMac could be an eye killer.
Yeah.
Or it'd be
if
like
you-
the Jerk,
well,
on the
if you-
Jerk when they made the glasses,
Yeah, well,
and then
you're-
everybody's eyes just go crooked after 5 years.
Yeah. Well, if you're talking about like a 5,000 word investigative journalism story, your eyes could start to go like that after a while.
Can we get a nice? Did we get a close up on those eyes for that?
Don't do that.
Come
We did.
on. Oh,
We
we
can
got
get
it.
it
We
again.
got
We
it.
did get it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't
All right,
play it
okay.
again.
Okay. You did great googly eyes though.
I do.
You do good googly
Yeah, I
eyes.
used to babysit. You acquire skills.
Okay.
I mean, the iPad I think would be fine for reading a short news story.
Right.
Or maybe
A video or
a
something.
video or something. But for a book, for a long like 5,000 word magazine story or a long 10-part investigative piece.
Nobody wants that. That's another part of the problem.
Again, probably not that many people ever wanted it, but people in the media noticed it. The subjects of the stories noticed it. People in power noticed it. But how much of the public read that 10-part piece?
Right. They read the
on
one out of the 10
homelessness?
part. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Steve Lopez thing was good on homelessness.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
it was
you don't
amazing.
want that kind of stuff to go away, but you're going to have to find a way for other things to provide the money to support that.
Right. And just getting back, for the kids out there that are watching, the hundreds of thousands of kids that are watching us on this live stream, obits is short for obituary.
Obituaries.
And for the kids who don't know what obituary means, it means the dead people.
The dead people, but they're not all old, by the way.
No,
they're young dead people.
Marines,
Tragically.
tragic death. So
But that was sort of like the news, you might not hear through the grapevine when someone had died in your town, but
Right.
you might hear about it. And you want to know if they died, you learn more about their life.
Right.
It's always been a popular part of the paper, probably still
I'll
is.
tell you the paper that I read from front to back every time I get
Yeah?
it is the Los Feliz Ledger because it's my neighborhood local paper. And what I've been reading is
Yeah.
that the local rags, like your local neighborhood paper, have actually been flourishing.
Well, that was a trend that started a few years ago called hyperlocalism. The theory being that your national news you can get from many, many, many sources. From USA Today to the New York Times to CNN to Fox or whatever you're watching, you're going to get your national, international news.
Right.
Where are you going to get the news of what's going on down your block?
Yeah.
Your sources for that are like some blog run by some guy or your local or neighborhood newspaper. Small city newspapers and neighborhood papers are actually doing all right.
Yeah.
Because they also can target their advertising very specifically
To their neighborhood. Yeah.
So it may be that, years down the line, the number of sources for national and international news may shrink.
Yeah.
But you may see a steady number of the sources of local news. I mean, in a city the size of LA, something happens across my street, where am I going to read about that?
Right.
I'm not going to see that in the LA Times. Where are they going to have room to put, little news that happens in your neighborhood?
No, and the Los Feliz Ledger is a great little paper, and actually Facebook groups have been popping up with hyperlocalism.
Yep.
Groups as well, neighborhood watches and things like that.
I read blogs that are centered around my neighborhood to see what's going on. There's a blog I read in Mar Vista called Mar Vista Mom.
Mar Vista, what up? Shout
out to Mar Vista Mom.
Yeah.
And she's talking about the new business. And Mar Vista's like just across the street from where I live, not far away. She's talking about what's up at the farmer's market, what's a new store that's opened, what's a new business that's opened. And I'm like, I would never have known that unless I just happened to drive by. So you might see more of that. There's a lot of blogs devoted to small neighborhoods.
Yeah.
But they don't have a lot of resources. So if you think about a small newspaper devoted to a neighborhood or a small city or a section of a city, with some advertising revenue and some resources, you could really find out what's going on where you live.
Right. One of the things that I think is interesting that I'd like to talk about and disclose is that we are doing some business with Tribune Media Services, eGuiders, and we developed one of these widgets that we talked about earlier.
Yep.
We're calling it a curated video app because widgets have some type
There's
of
an app for that.
stigma. There's a stigma around the word widget a little bit, in the sense that they're free little programs.
Yeah.
But an app has a little bit a connotation of being a little more deeper and more powerful
Yeah.
program. And this has been a great experience for us, don't you think, Brian?
Yeah, it's been really good.
And hopefully you'll be able to push us, harder from the corporate tower up there. How's it going right now?
I'm working on it as we speak, actually.
Okay, you're busy. You're a busy man.
He's knocking on Sam Zell's door as we speak.
How's Sam?
I'm sure he's fine.
Sam's
good?
doing well. He actually says hello.
Okay, great. Tell him to join in
He's
the
got a
chat
house
room.
in Malibu.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're going
He
to
sure
do
does.
swimming over there.
Yeah, go for a little,
Hot
throw a couple
tub.
shrimps on the Barbie. It'll be great.
Totally. Any questions in the chat room for the hundreds of thousands of kids that are in there?
No.
Okay, great. So let's look at the PB Pulse. This is the Palm Beach Post, which is a published paper here.
That looks really nice.
And this is the entertainment video category where we're listed. And if we just kind of scroll quickly down, there we are. You see it down there? Yeah. It's a nice little widget. It's 300 by 500. And, you're able to scroll through and see what's going on. Here are the picks of the day,
Cool.
And you could go down to animation if you want to see your animated videos.
Without ever leaving the page.
Without ever leaving the page. And,
Well, you notice how also the Palm Beach Post has given its website its own personality by calling it the Pulse.
Yeah.
A lot of newspapers have done that.
These are it's a very forward-thinking paper. It's owned by Cox. And it's interesting that Tribune Media Services, works with a lot of competing brands in a way.
We sell to anybody.
Anybody.
We sell to our own papers. We sell to other papers. We just signed a data deal with Virgin. We work with like the online music people, Grace Note. We have contracts with companies you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Especially for our databases, which are really useful information.
Yeah. Well, this has been educational. And for Brian here, in the corporate tower, he just couldn't be happier about this episode because he's, a CEO now.
Guys, you gotta sell my product.
Well, we got some
Keep it
radio
going.
people among our executives, so you should go chat them up. You got Randy.
I'm planning
you got
on it.
Lee.
That's actually on my
Yeah.
agenda for tomorrow.
I like how he
And
instilled.
I know.
I hope you're going to Ditka's and get a steak.
I will. I actually.
I like the Chop House.
Yeah.
Chop House is good.
I don't
But I
know.
like how boss, how you put in, casual Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
do. You have to. You
have
got to
that
give the
cat.
people what they want. Make them feel comfortable at least once a week.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I gotta get back to business though. So.
Okay. Did you have an image of the
check you
tower?
guys. Do you guys want to
You
see
promised-
that?
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Before
Totally.
I go, I did promise that I would
I
show
want to see a
you
buttress.
what this
Ooh, there it
beautiful
is.
tower looks like. So here it is.
There it is at night.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And inside the lobby, embedded in the walls, are stones from monuments from all around the world collected by Colonel McCormick.
Yeah, that he pilfered and.
We're not discussing how he
How he
acquired the
acquired
rocks
this.
from said monuments.
right.
Yeah. Well, what I started to call newspapers in my head, trying to get other people to do it, but right now it's just in my head, less a newspaper than a news gathering infrastructure.
NGI.
I like that. Let's totally call it NGIs. It's a structure that allows people, it pays them to go out and gather news.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, you're going to need
News is not going away.
No, you're going to need an infrastructure that can pay professional people to go out and do a good job with sources and resources, producing news that tells you about your world, about
Final question.
your life.
I agree. iReport. What do you think of? Are we going to iReport ourselves out of an industry?
Well, I don't think current TV is doing all that well right now. So,
And what about iReport? I mean, those people don't get paid. They're doing it for the prosperity of saying, I'm on CNN.
oh, they're all doing it. Yeah, Fox does the same thing. It's a way to get really immediate viral video up from a source before you maybe can get professional video.
Right.
So it gives a little, a little exposure, a little shout out to the people that made it, and it provides the news organization with some fresh content.
But they're killing us. The amateurs are killing us in terms of uploadability.
Well, because they're there.
Right.
I mean, it takes a little time to roll. You don't have a reporter in every single place in the world every single day, but you got some dude with a cell phone. It takes a while to roll out the reporter. So in the meantime, you're dealing with trying to get information from the ground, and that's best gathered from the people who are there.
Right.
Or local news sources,
Yeah.
like local newspapers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kate, thank you so much for coming
you.
today. This has been a really great discussion.
This is a good time.
And I hope our viewers, really appreciate this knowledge that you've been dropping on us on the state of newspapers, media, new media, traditional media. And this has
In the
been
end,
great.
it's, what are you willing to pay for?
Exactly. And, I want to encourage all our viewers that we're live 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. PST. Tomorrow night is the B-Side Live, where we're spinning classic rare vinyl records. And, hope you check us out. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.